Hello everyone, my name is Scooter and welcome to another video. In the last video, I built the employment office you can see behind me, and that's because I am going to be hosting a job fair in my single player Minecraft world. Now you may be asking, why do you need a job fair in single player? You're not hiring anybody else. This is just me. And you would be correct. But of course, Minecraft is a very full, wonderful, dynamic game where there are villagers, there are allays, there are cats, there are dogs, there are all sorts of other fun creatures, and all of them can be given jobs. Specifically, jobs at Scooter Industries. Because I cannot on my own run an entire factory town just by myself. I need help. So we are hosting a job fair. I made sure to advertise in my last video to some local villagers. So nobody has shown up yet, but office manager Geraldine, I'm sure, will take care of any visitors who do arrive. And in order to make it easier for potential job applicants to find their way all the way out here at this far flung base in my world, I am going to be working on infrastructure, by which I mean nether tunnels. You see, I've dug out a very long, big tunnel in the nether here that goes all the way from this base to my main base at the spawn point of my world, and I am going to create an ice boat path with minecart rails. It's going to be great, and I can use that to bring villagers and other creatures from the spawn area all the way out here. Because by job fair, I essentially mean I need a villager trading hall and I need some extra allays. So yeah, I'm transporting them all here today and giving them jobs. Not really paying them, but they don't need to know that. So let me quickly show you the plan for the tunnel here. All right, here we are, the main nether hub. So from here, let's build the start of the tunnel. And I brought some materials along with me. So it's going to go something like that, and that, and that, and that, and that. And this design is going to be repeated all the way down. The slabs on the ground and the rails along the ice make this perfectly spawn proof so that I don't have to deal with things like piglins or ghasts anywhere. Ignore all the ghast noises all around the nether hub. See, just like that. I once this is done, no more of those guys spawning anymore, and I will be able to take a boat, and anywhere that I go, it's just skinny enough that the boat will have no issue going straight. I mean, I might have an issue going straight. I'm going to wobble around a whole lot, I can imagine. Ugh. Yep. Yep. But the slabs here will keep me from falling off, and yeah, it'll make it nice and easy to go back and forth from the other base. Now, if we come on through back to the overworld, it is dark and rainy. Let's fix that. There, that is better. And here we are at my main spawn base. Some of you have not seen this because you might have only started watching the videos after I began the industrial base, or maybe this is the first video you've ever seen from me. Hi, how's it going? If that's the case, welcome. But this is my main spawn area that I started with. Lots of little farms. Got some hobbit holes here and there tucked away. It was a lot of fun building this place over the course of, I think, just over a year. And here I have allays. There's more on the inside that I don't want to release quite yet. I've got cows, I've got mules, I've got donkeys, I've got sniffers. And if I fly up in this direction, I have villagers, very noisy villagers. And this is my very temporary, makeshift, up to this point, entirely permanent villager trading area. And this needs to change. I don't want these guys living in a ugly cobblestone, stone, dirt box anymore. No, they're going to come and work for Scooter Industries. So after I'm done building that nether tunnel, I'm going to put all these guys in minecarts, build some new portals on this side, and then shuttle them all the way through the Nether into that employment office so that I can hire them and get them to work for me. I mean, they already worked for me, but yeah, I want them where I'm working. None of this remote work stuff for them. They don't get that luxury. And of course, it's not just villagers I want to bring back to my base. I want to bring cats. I want to bring dogs, get those allays back over at the main base. But the first step is going to be building the Nether tunnel so that they have a very nice trip on the way to the employment office. It's all about first impressions, right? So let me get to work on the inevitable biting off more than I can chew kind of project that I seem to do almost every episode. I'm going to get that nether tunnel done, get the portals set up, and then I'm going to bring you back in when we have the fun part of shuttling a bunch of villagers all the way through the underworld to the other industrial mega base, which arguably for them, I don't know what's worse, the nether or working for me. Hard to say these days, but I'll just say them. They're not unionized, so, they might not like their wages. They're not really going to have any wages. uh, yeah, don't tell them that. Anyways, before I get in trouble by some labor laws or something, let's start building, shall we? Well, it took about a week, during which time I caught a cold, so sorry if you hear that in my voice, but the tunnel is done. I'm very excited about it. It means I can travel from the center of my nether hub all the way out to my industrial base very quickly enough for me to demonstrate for you, of course. So let's jump in the boat here, where we've got a frog. I caught him in the nether tunnels. Let's go from the beginning here all the way to the end of the tunnel. And you will see very quickly why I wanted to do this. As you can see, there's no collision on the side. There's nothing to block me. So even if I bump up along the walls, it's still super duper duper fast. And we can make it all the way to the end in a few seconds, really. Now, I didn't do the whole way down. There's still another 200 blocks I could have done in theory, but I'm lazy and I don't want to do that. It's already been a week just built this section. There's, of course, the other 3 directions in my nether hub that I will eventually need to complete, but as I've said previously, I've got years to do that, right? Now, over here, of course, I have moved around the portal that I had initially and made this a bit smarter. So if I come on through here, portal is now sideways, and that just makes the rail network a little bit easier. Got it all set to go here. So now I just need to get the villagers. I will mention too, because you're probably wondering, why on earth do I have an ugly dirt pillar out into the water here? This is eventually going to be a dock, an industrial dock where I will have big industrial boats and stuff. So I figured having the portal here, it'll either end up at the end of the dock or even on a boat itself, signifying the idea that whatever's coming through is coming from far across the ocean. So yeah, there's the lore. Now let's pop back through and to demonstrate part of why this is so nice. In a recent update, they made it so that when you go through a portal and you're riding a minecart, it just brings you right through. There's no delay, which is amazing. Now, it does sound a little loud, so maybe if I jump off, come back, come back. There we go. It's a little bit better. So yeah, I'm going to ride this all the way to the end, but not quite the end. In fact, down this way, I've built another portal, and that's going to allow me to bring the villagers from, well, where they are currently in the very temporary villager training area to my main base. Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh, ah. Sorry. I need to fix that. There we go. Problem solved. Okay, we are coming up now on the interesting part. So there's going to be a turn here, and this portal brings me to my honey farm. And it's dark, so I'm gonna sleep before I run into any problems. Yeah, this is my honey and honeycomb farm. For those who haven't seen it, I really enjoyed this build. That's not why we're here, though. What I've done is I've made a portal that eventually, well, I mean, not eventually, now is the portal for this building, so I can get here whenever I want. At the same time, I've also made a temporary one-way bridge where I can bring villagers across, shoot them off into the Nether, and then they will go through the Nether all the way to my employment office at Scooter Industries. So, the next step is I've got to get all of these wonderful folks into minecarts and then send them across. I also intend on fully cleaning all of this up. It's frankly a little embarrassing that I've got these guys in a giant misshapen not cardboard, might as well be cardboard, giant misshapen cobblestone box with beds and grindstones and stuff everywhere. It's really messy, and it does not reflect the standards that I hold myself to, of course. No, not at all. So I am going to pack all of these guys up into mine carts and shoot them across into the underworld and transport them uh, about 8,000 blocks in overworld terms, that is, and get them into that employment office. And I think the best way to do that is in the form of a time lapse. So let's hit it. This might be trickier than I thought. Please hold while I gather the remainder of the villagers, including the several dozen trapped in the Nether. All right, here we go. Crisis averted. All of the villagers are now safely in the employment office. And when I say all, I mean most of them. One or two might have died along the way. uh, sorry. But that does not reflect the safety standards to which we hold ourselves to at Scooter Industries. No, that's actually surprising that we didn't have any more casualties, honestly. But we are not done here yet. Of course, I wanted to bring all of these villagers in, but I have others in the area as well that I want to collect. I'm not going to use rails this time. I'm going to try some alternative methods. And of course, as I've mentioned already, I have allays I want to bring. I have cats. I have dogs. I have maybe donkeys, llamas, who knows? I have a lot of creatures that I want to bring into the mix here because, of course, we want to hire the best and brightest, no matter what type of creature they are, right? Now, of course, part of the reason for bringing all of these guys here is actually to create a better temporary villager trading hall than what I had previously. So here's the improvement. Um, there's obviously not space up here for them all, but I think if I come down here, they should all Yeah, they are eager. They are so eager to get their jobs. There we go. All right. So in the basement, I've put down their workstations. I do have a handful of mine carts to clean up, but I've got all of their workstations here so that now this can be where I can come and I can get bricks, I can get terracotta, I can get all sorts of stuff from these villagers without having to leave the comfort and safety of my wonderful base. Okay, there we go. Nice and cleaned up, and goodness, that is a lot of minecarts. So stage one is complete. I've got my villagers here. I've got a new system kind of to trade with them. Hey, they at least get a roof this time. I may not be providing any beds for them, but as we say here at Scooter Industries, why rest when you could work for us? And this does make things up here a little bit more manageable. Some of the villagers are going to wander up here throughout the day, but when I come in here, I'm not going to be completely surrounded by dozens and dozens of them. That also creates space for all of the other wonderful creatures I plan on bringing in today's episode. So I am going to get to work on that, and let's see what we can find out there in the wide world around us. Right, I think that counts as a pretty good recruitment campaign. Let's jump on inside here, and you can see, yeah, it's pandemonium. Actually, it would have been great to get some pandas. Maybe I can consider that for the future. But you can even see just the subtitles I've got on the side. Yeah, it's a little wild in here. But I've got llamas, I've got allays, I've got chickens, I've got cats, I've got frogs. I even have some of the new dog variants. I think this is one that's normally found in forest biomes now. There's a whole bunch more out there, so I do need to do a bit more exploring in the future to see if I can find some of the other ones. But I do love the design of these. Hopefully, too, I can find some armadillos at some point and get some wolf armor for these guys. And man, these wolves are really traveling. They're just getting pushed around everywhere. But for now, I can give all of these guys jobs as employees of some sort, maybe independent contractors. If I label them as independent contractors, I don't have to give them any benefits, right? That's how all those new companies do it these days. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I was never considering giving any of these guys benefits in the first place. But don't listen to that, security goons. You guys are the best. Yeah, these are my henchmen. They're gonna keep the place safe from intruders. Now over here, I've also got some sniffer eggs because, well, first, why not? And second, I kind of like the idea of having some sniffers roaming around in the warehouse here. Kind of like, in real life, you've got forklifts, in Minecraft, I'm going to have sniffers. And I think that's vastly superior. Now, when it comes to the creatures I have recruited here, I do have uses for things like the cats eventually in a gunpowder farm to scare creepers. The allays, of course, can be used to gather all sorts of things. In fact, I might get them working over in the tree area that I've got because it can be handy having them running around collecting saplings and some of the other things that are dropping. Um, Hi, sorry, you missed the job fair. You're late. We're no longer hiring. You saw nothing. But yes, I do have plans for all of these guys at some point. Maybe not the llama. I have no clue what I'm going to do with the llama, but I figured it's good to have a llama around just in case something happens where you need a llama. Ooh, behind me. Look, a wild sniffer appeared. That means his friend must be just about to break out of the shell as well. Oh my gosh, I do love being around for the birth of new creatures such as this. So we've got some little snifflets, and they're going to grow up to be big and strong, and I don't even want to know, do I? But, ladies and gentlemen, that's where we're going to wrap things up for today. I am very happy because Scooter Industries has many, many, many more employees now. But I am very excited. This has been a lot of fun and quite practical getting my villagers over to my now big, giant, crazy industrial base here. I can start trading with them and filling up my storage system that I've built, which has far too many empty chests up there. I really need to start just gathering materials and filling it up. And that's the kind of thing that I'm going to be doing in the background over the next few weeks. But I think I do also want to take a short break from the series. Not a long break, don't worry, because I have a few ideas for some other shorter creative videos that I want to try out. So you may see those popping up on the channel over the next coming weeks or months, or who knows. Timeline is always a little bit up in the air these days. But I've got ideas for some other videos like that. I also want to take advantage of the fact that the game Starfield by Bethesda, they released a new update, which I paid for when I bought the deluxe edition of the game back last September. I played it a lot then, stopped for a while now, but I want to try that game again and just have short not hiatus. I don't want to use that word. Short vacation from Minecraft and fly spaceships and stuff. And you know what? Get some creative ideas for other things I can do in the future as well. It's always good to try other games just to get some inspiration. So that's exactly what I'm going to be doing. But you will see me again here before long, hopefully before Christmas. And actually, you know what? This is coming up on 2 years in this survival world. So at some point, I think I should probably do a tour because I imagine a lot of you have not seen all of the things that I've been building over the last 2 years. So I want to share some of that with you. So yeah, that'll come sometime eventually, maybe. But until then, until we see each other next, fare thee well, have a good night. I'll see you later, everyone.